I am revamping my author career and I'm bringing you along with me. Let's talk about it. For those of you that don't know, I have been on here coaching moms, and this is still going to happen, but I also want to talk about my author journey. I will still be here telling moms that they can have an artist and author career without burning out, that they can have an artist and author career running their own business while keeping their time and having all of that. I was trying to film this before I lost the light outside. That's not happening. I severely underestimated how early the sun is setting now, this time of year. So sorry, the light is going to get a little different as this goes on. But I'm trying. The thing about it is, as a mom, you are wearing a lot of hats. And I was saying for a year, being an author is my monetized hobby. My business was the private practice that I run. I'm a therapist in my day job, and then coaching. And my passion is actually for coaching and mentoring. I love doing therapy. And I also see this need in moms who run creative businesses, especially artists and authors, to have guidance and mentorship for how do I do this without burning myself out? How do I do this without losing my ever loving mind? How do I do this while being present with my kids? How do I do this in spite of imposter syndrome? How do I navigate the guilt from both sides, from my business and from motherhood? And that is what I help moms with. That is what this channel is primarily about. It's showing up for moms in creative businesses, especially authors and artists, to say, hey, you can do this without burning out. You don't have to carry everything. I'm going to walk you through how you let go of the guilt on both sides, how you don't give in to imposter syndrome, how you do this without burning out, how you set the right boundaries and learn to say no, how you create things that feel deep and personal. And for those of you that don't know, I am an author. I write romantic suspense like this and like this series here. And I also write sweet contemporary romance. I write heart-filled books that feel like home in 350 pages or less. So if you're looking for bingeable reads, quick reads, a lot of romantic suspense, half of those have suspense in them, and I'm working on paranormal romantic suspense. If you like suspense, mystery, and romance, my books are for you. And so I have spent so much time saying, well, the writing part is just a monetized hobby. I do it for fun. I do it because I love it, but I'm making money in my private practice. I was making money as a coach. Then I kind of shut down my coaching and was just doing content. And I don't love that. I love blogging. I love showing up here on YouTube. And I am working this fall as my kids go back to school on figuring out a good schedule. Now, tonight, I was like, okay, I don't have a migraine. I'm also a chronic illness girly. And I have ADHD and I'm on the spectrum. And I'm late diagnosed, so I'm just learning these things about myself. The chronic illness has been here since childhood, though. But I don't have a migraine today, and my husband was getting home, but he got home late. And I said, okay, when you get home, I want to go film a video. Part of this revamping of my author career is not letting one thing go out of balance. It's not letting writing or my day job or my life with my family go out of balance because I still have to monitor my energy. I am a chronic illness girly. I had a migraine yesterday that knocked me the crap out. Now, not all day. I had a level 7, a level 8 at some points. It could not knock me out. I still had to make dinner. I still had to do laundry. I still had to take my kid to his appointments because my kids also have high needs. And so, yeah, but I'm still a chronic illness girly and I do reach moments. So let me tell you about my plan to revamp my author business. As you can see, I've written quite a few books. There are 4 in this series. This is my West Coast Crush series. There's a 5th one coming, possibly a 6th. Very likely a 6th coming, but there's definitely a 5th coming. But there's 4 now. These were the original 4. This was it. And then 2 characters in this one, I was like, they need a story. But also, I started writing a prequel to the whole series really, with the brother of the male MC in this one, and I was like, that's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a thing. So this will probably get 2 more books in it, and then this series is complete. This is a complete romantic suspense, romantic mystery series. These first 2 are a little more romantic mystery, and the last four are romantic suspense. These are single POV, these are dual POV. The reason they have different titling is because they are slightly different, but the covers look very similar because they are the same series. They go together, they follow a timeline, and there's some things that start here that wrap up here, but they can kind of be read alone. Like if you didn't want to read these two, you could read these four. There would be some stuff you'd miss, but not too much. I kind of made it two separate series. So there's like a duology and then the series, but they actually go together. So there's that. And then I have a trilogy that is not complete yet, but it's coming. So this is Shadows and Roses. This is my most recent release. It has two more books in this series coming. They are fairy tale reimaginings as modern romantic suspense books. So this one is Beauty and the Beast. It is Beauty and the Beast if Beauty was a mob princess turned state's witness, and Beast was just a rancher who wanted to be left alone, but he's charged with her care. So anyway, that's this book. Book 2 is going to be a Rapunzel retelling. And I'm working on it. But I also have plans of putting out a paranormal series as well. And that series is still going to feel like it's the same. I wish it could be in the same universe, but obviously I've already established that my contemporaries don't have magic. They're just contemporary. So I'm going to build out a whole other universe. So these universes are going to feel similar, but be different because one's going to have magic and supernatural and one is not. One is just going to be our world. That's just what I've already written. So let me tell you a little bit about how I am revamping. Hold that thought. Okay, great. Thank you. I had to go get my notes because there is a lot. So the goal is to get more sales in the books I've already written and to do a better job of writing and marketing new books. And I want to tell you a little bit about why I'm even doing this. Here we go. The why behind this is I realized this summer as I was working on a project, getting it finished and sent out, I want to be an author. I am an author. I want to be an author who actually brings in an income with her work. And I've been neglecting it. I've been treating it like a side project when in reality, it was making me feel inauthentic in my mentorship because, yes, I have built a business. I built a therapy private practice. And yes, I do that without burning out. I do that on my own terms. I do that with the schedule that I love. And so that part of the content was real. It was very much what I'm doing. That part of the content still connected. But this part about building out your author and art business I was not feeling authentic in it because I was even treating it like this is just a hobby. This is a monetized hobby. That's what I was even saying out loud, right? So when it came to that piece, I was feeling a little inauthentic. Not that my therapy practice isn't a creative business. It is. However, I missed this part. I missed the writing. From 2021 to 2023, I put out so many books and then it just stopped. I put out one book last year and then nothing. And I have put out 0 this year. But I'm working on them. I have written in that time 3 other books and have plotted out a few other ones, like the Valentine one that's coming in this West Coast Crush series. I have that one is mostly written. It needs rewrites and edits, all the things. I have outlined the next book in the trilogy, but it needs a complete rewrite from what I've already started because I had some holes that really needed to be fixed to make it work. But I've also written 3 separate books, 3 books not a part of all of this. And I'm working on another one right now. I'm doing a novella in 14 days challenge to see, can I write a novella in 14 days? I am woefully behind what I would need to make that happen, but it's an experiment. This is not to be perfect. This is just an experiment. So let's now officially finally talk about what I'm doing. So my goal now is to build up my author business, to build that into a scalable income, to build that into something that's actually like helping support my family, not just like a little blip, which is all it is now. Actually, this year, for the first year since I started publishing, it hasn't even been a little blip. It's completely fallen off until the last couple of months when I started marketing again. So let's talk about what I'm doing. So, one, I have been following author tubers that I used to follow. I'm refollowing some of them to see how they're revamping and doing things now in the modern age. Things are changing all the time. Things are different than they used to be, and I'm trying to keep up. Number two, I'm going to update all the back matter for my books in print and in the ebook. Ebook first, then print. I'm going to update all the back matter. For a time, I have the novella series and my new trilogy is going into KU. The other one is wide. It's not exactly wide at the moment, but it's going to go back wide because I don't want to put all of my eggs in Amazon's basket. And that's how I'm choosing to do it for now. The next thing is one of my series, my first series, my romantic suspense series, is likely getting new covers at the end of this year, the start of next year. It's going to cost a lot, so I have to like work that in. But they're going to match more what I love in the romantic suspense genre. And I love these covers so much. My original cover designer did a great job, but they don't fit anymore. So I'm going to revamp those and try that. The next thing is I'm going to learn Amazon A plus content. None of my books have it. I haven't figured out how to do it. So I'm going to do that. And the next thing is I'm going to build up my website. I'm revamping my blog right now. I'm getting my website in order. It's barely anything at the moment, but I'm getting that up and running so that eventually there will be a store on there to sell direct. My blog will be there, more information for readers, for writers, and for moms who want to be authors, which brings me to this YouTube. I'm going to share updates with you on how this author journey is going. Now, that's not going to be the whole of my content here. The whole of my content is going to be focused on helping moms run and build their artist and author businesses without burning out, without losing their balance, and without losing themselves. That's what it's going to be about. And in doing that, I will be revamping the mentorship community that I used to run and open it back up again. And two, I'm just going to have content here on YouTube. My mentorship blog will also get a revamp, and I'm going to have a free level of this mentorship community, along with I'm making a daily task checklist that will help me and you run our businesses. So that's the next thing, is getting it in order of what do I need to actually move the needle? What can I do on my lowest energy days as a chronically ill person? What is the lowest viable daily schedule for me? But what are the things that I can do on days with more energy, like today, filming content, that kind of thing? And I am getting that together. And once it's together, it's going to be available for you. But that is something that I'm working on so that we all have this idea of, okay, what can I do minimally to keep this business going, this author business going, this artist business going? And then join the community, join a group of moms who are building and running these author businesses. I am mostly talking to people who are already doing it, who are already selling their art, already selling their books, have already published and written for the first time, traditionally indie. I'm mostly indie right now. I have a book that I have submitted to Harlequin. I made it to the second round of a pitch event that they did. And so I've submitted it. I don't know. It's in their hands. There's no guarantee. They could love it. They could hate it. Who knows? We'll find out. But one of my dreams is to get published by Harlequin at some point, whether it's this book or another project down the line. That's my goal. And this book fits their line, I think, really well, but they'll tell me, I guess. So that's something I'm waiting on, but mostly I'm indie. And so I'm mostly talking to the moms who are artists and authors who are already doing the thing, but they're feeling the tug of burnout. They're feeling like they struggle with work-life balance. They're feeling like they struggle with fear. They're dealing with the guilt, they're dealing with imposter syndrome, and they want to know, what can I do about this? That's who I'm talking to, because that is what, one, I have the training and expertise in. I work with clients like that in my therapy office, as well as I have in coaching in the past. Um, and I love this kind of work because it's not clinical, but it is an area of need that we don't talk about very often, that we don't show up for. So that is what I'm doing. If you want that daily task list, look in the description below. It's it's going to be basically like a daily schedule, and it'll have the minimum viable. These are the things that you have to do to move the needle and to create your art without going crazy. So that's for the days that you have stuff going on at the kids' school, you have a migraine, you have a really bad executive dysfunction day, whatever that is for you. For me, it could be a combination of all those things. It could be a really bad POTS and fibro flare. It could be a really bad migraine day. It could be that my executive function and brain fog is wiped. It could be that it's PMDD week because I also suffer from PMDD. I know it sounds like I have a laundry list. I really do. But this is my life to live. This is my burden to bear. And this is also why building something flexible with your art or with your writing is really important. So this channel will stay for those women. This channel will mostly be about how do we do this without burning out? What are some ways that I can let go of this guilt? What are some ways that I can let go of this imposter syndrome? So this channel really is for those moms. In that, I'm going to share this journey with you. How is my author business going? What are my sales doing? I'm not going to probably share exact numbers on that because I'm not there yet. I don't feel comfortable with that yet, but I will share some. I will share some social media numbers and how that's going. I will share how growing this is going. I will share all of that. So the next thing is building out my author newsletter. We've got the blog, we've got YouTube. I'm obviously on social media, but we're going to build out the newsletter. So I have a list somewhere that I got last year at an event I did. I don't know where that list is right at the moment. It's somewhere buried in my desk. But from that little list that I got at that event to adding people to my newsletter list for my author business, I'm going to start my author newsletter. So the task list you get below is not going to put you on my author. It's going to put you on the mom mentor newsletter list. For my author newsletter, I am working to pull the first 2 chapters probably of this book. Actually, it can't be from this book because I just learned that when it's in KU, the 10% rule does not apply anymore. So it's going to be of this book. But what will probably happen is it will be the first 2 chapters of this book, Dark on Fire, which I have made all sparkly and done the edges of. I've also done the edges of this book. With roses, and I put a lighthouse on this one, and I've only done 1 letter sparkly on this one, but I also have a sparkly version of my Christmas book too that I did. Sparkly, and then I painted on the side. Anyway, that's just me. I just embellished my books. So I just talked this out now. So you're just seeing this live, how this is going. I will do the first probably chapter or 2 of this book as a freebie so people can see, oh, what is this about? What is the series about? And maybe the prologue too, but the prologue of this series, the prologues are kind of like standalone things. I know a lot of people don't read prologues, so the prologues of this series kind of are their own little entity. The same with this series. There's not actually, does this have a prologue? This does have a prologue. I completely forgot. This one, the prologue matters. It's important. This one, the prologue is kind of its own little thing. You can read it, you can not read it, whatever. This one, I would say it's more important. And I'm not sure the rest of this book series is going to have prologues. Actually, it probably will. Anyway, now you're seeing in real time what this looks like. So it's going to be things like that. I'm going to share with you how this looks. The newsletter will get that, and then when I have the stamina, when I have the ability to free up my mind, I'm going to write a novella that can be my lead magnet. I haven't done that yet. That's not the novella I'm working on now. That is not going to be the lead magnet. That's actually going to be something else entirely. Let's talk social media. So I have an Instagram that I'm pretty active on, and over there, I have started some new series that are actually getting engagement that people are actually seeming to enjoy. One is questions from my writing area. So that's going well. When the kids go back to school, it's going to go back to questions from the pickup area. The reason being, I also started a series writing in the pickup area, and that is coming back when I take the kids to school in the fall as well. So those two series were going well. I was gonna do writing from the like play places this summer, like parks, play places. But then our lives got turned upside down this summer, so that didn't happen. But the other things is I'm sharing more on my Instagram, my books, being more vocal about my books, interacting more about my books, and on threads. Threads for as an author is not what I'm focusing on. I'm focusing on visual media, which is why I've started my TikTok back up again. I debated this for a while. I've had this list for a while and I've been slowly chipping away at it, and that one I kept putting off. But I did it this week. I started it back up again this week because I do think expanding to TikTok, while it's not doing great for everybody, is just a little bit of reach that I didn't have before. I'm not going to share like my writing sessions over there. I'm not going to share, I might share the questions over there. I might not. I will probably bring the questions over here, questions from my writing area and the pickup area. And I will probably bring the writing vlogs over here as well because they fit with the content of this channel. So those will probably come over here. I don't think they'll go to TikTok. What is going to TikTok is the slideshows I make and some of the reels I make. Those things are going to go to TikTok because they at least get more eyes on my stuff. So with threads, that I stick with mostly my mentorship. So I have two separate things on everything, except for YouTube. I don't have a separate author YouTube because it's a lot of work. So this content will just become a part of my regular channel. I'll bring those author things over to this channel because they fit with helping moms grow and do their businesses without burning out. So that is that. I don't know how many there are left, but one of the things left is going back to local stores. So I've sold in two bookstores around here, and I did two events last year. This year I did none. I have not sold in bookstores. I haven't connected with bookstores. I did connect a little bit with bookstores, but then summer came and I couldn't do a lot because my kids and our summer got turned upside down. I'm going to go this fall when I take my kids to school. I'm going to go back to those bookstores. I'm going to let them see my books. Two of the bookstores I've already been in, I'm going to talk to you about, can I sell here? And then grow that way. And then I'm trying to get into a few last minute in-person events this year. But if not, next year I'm going to focus on in person. So getting back into bookstores and being at in-person events. And I think that's it. I am doing this to show that it is possible that I can stop playing small as a monetized hobby and I can actually write books and sell my books and market my books. And when I open up this mentorship program, there will be two tiers to it. There will be a free tier for artist, author, creative moms to join, to just have some of that connection, to have some of that mentorship. But there will be a next level that will have more access, more support that will be paid a little bit. And it's going to look a little different than most that you see because there are some models out there that I really love that I think work for this, because the goal is not for you to have mentorship in this way, coaching in this way forever. The goal is to get you feeling good and confident, but to still come out of it with community. And so the way that I'm doing it, the coaching field is like, oh, that's not how you should do it. Okay, well, I'm not gonna listen anymore. I just talked to my friend who is also, I'm working through one of her programs right now, and I was just talking to her this week, and she said something changed, and I was like, yeah, I just realized, why am I trying to do things the way that people are doing them that don't fit my life, that don't fit the lives of the women that I'm working with? It doesn't make sense. So there will be more on that coming, but for now, all you need to know is there's going to be a free level and then eventually a paid level, and that paid level is going to look different than most memberships. You're not going to be locked into month to month to month forever and ever. Amen. It's going to be a little bit different, but you will have community and you will have other moms that do this. I live this now. You can see I spend time doing the things that I say and do as a therapist and as a coach, and as an author with a monetized hobby. But now we're just moving authorship from monetized hobby to actually making it a viable income stream. So it's not that I don't know the other part, like the building the creative business while not burning out and losing my head and all of that. I live that out day to day. That is my life experience. what we're seeing now is now I'm adding another viable income stream. That's what I'm doing. I'm adding a viable income stream to what I'm already doing because that's what matters to me. And what matters to me is to have moms know that they can really find their place in this world. That is what matters to me. And so, really, if you want to recover from burnout, you want to let go of the guilt and the imposter syndrome, and you want to find balance so that you enjoy your business and motherhood without losing yourself in it all, this is the place for you. And if you want to do that while building an author and artist business and you want to see how I am doing it, now's the time to join along. Follow along, see how I do it. Come along with me and see how I'm going to do this. See how you can do it too. Take some of what I have, apply it to yourself, grow for yourself without losing your ever loving mind. So, with that, I will have a goal once school starts of posting at least twice a month. That's the goal. Twice a month, blog twice a month, and 2 newsletters a month. That's the goal. Focusing primarily on long form content, with my short form content just being stuff that is easier to put together, that is focused on sales. Whereas this long form content is going to be focused on education and connection. Short form is going to be for entertainment and sales. That's the plan. Come along with me and let's talk books. Let's talk artistry. Let's talk being moms, running these businesses without losing our dang minds, and get some support and clarity from someone who's actually trained to do so, because that's what I've spent my whole career training for. With that, I'll let you guys have a good night, and I'll see you guys soon. Until next time, bye.